With the flood fury in Kerala, where over 20,000 people have now been evacuated. Another day of massive rain in Kerala and, of course, flooding. Let's get you the latest numbers right now. 27 people have been killed in rains and flash floods and landslides following that. Over 20,000 people, as we said, now evacuated from different parts of Kerala, especially the worst affected districts, Idukki, Kochi and others. Now, schools and colleges have been shut in Kochi, Wayanad, Idukki, Ernakulam, Kottayam, which are among the worst affected. There are also reports that electricity supply to some of these areas have been disrupted by the rain. The Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Coast Guard now all helping the district administration to with rescues and evacuations. The Home Minister, Rajnath Singh, has spoken to the Kerala Chief Minister and promised all aid. He is also expected to conduct an aerial survey on Sunday. In the meantime, the United States has also issued an advisory to its citizens who are visiting Kerala. Remember, Kerala always high tourist season and a favorite place for many tourists. And in fact, some of them were actually stranded at a resort in Munnar after landslides blocked a road completely. The army, the police, district officials all then gathered together and worked pretty much round the clock to rescue those tourists, at least 24 of whom were foreigners as well. They have now been rescued. They have now been brought out from that resort in Munnar. Now look at these visuals. For the first time in the history of the Idukki Dam, all 5 floodgates of the dam have been opened, and that means there is a barrage of water coming out of the dam right now, and that is actually just adding to the flood levels, the rising water levels of the Periyar River, as well as the areas surrounding it. People have been not just evacuated from low-lying areas, people near the river have been told to move out. There is this constant sheet of water now gushing out from this dam as it is now at the highest level that it's ever been. All 5 gates open there. As you can see, those 5 streams of water now gushing down from the dam. Now, these are aerial photographs that have been shared by the Coast Guard now, which show the extent of the flooding. We're seeing entire villages almost submerged. In fact, you don't see roads at all in some parts of the state. Sneha Merikoshi is joining us at this point with the latest. Now, Sneha, just give us a sense of where things stand as far as rescue and evacuation efforts go. 20,000 people, that's a massive number. Where are they being evacuated to? Are there relief camps? What's the latest you're hearing there on the ground?
Well, Ankita, 20,000 is something which is just an update which we got around 5 o'clock. By night, we'll get the fresh figures, and that's definitely going to increase. In Idukki itself, around 1,000 people have been evacuated. In Kochi, for that matter, in rural Ernakulam, in Ernakulam district as a whole, there have been another 9,000, 10,000 people who have been evacuated. So these 2 districts which have the threat of maximum inundation, most of the people have been evacuated. It's difficult to go close to the course which the water is taking, the water which has been let out from the shutters in a very historic manner as the 5 shutters have been opened. We can't go there, it's out of bound. But lots of people who have gathered to see this, because obviously this is something that many would have not seen in their entire lifetime. Most are saying this is the kind of rain that they saw perhaps in 1992, when for the first time the shutters to the Idukki Reservoir had to be opened up. But even that was not 5. Now, in terms of evacuation, NDRF, Army, Air Force and the Navy are in position. It's not just the threat from rivers in spate or the swelling caused due to the water which is flowing out of the shutters, which by the way for the Idukki Reservoir is around 6 lakhs per second. That's the intensity of the flow of the water. So that's why the alerts for people not to get into the Periyar River or anywhere near that. But it's not just that, there's also threats of landslides. Last night there was a landslide where tourists were stranded. Thankfully, and that's the good news for today, that all 54 of them have been evacuated after 7 hours of hard work by the army as well as the revenue officials. 22 of them were foreign nationals. But let's just talk to some people who've gathered here. Sir, do you belong to Idukki?
I speak in Malayalam.
Idukki local
I
ano?
would like to speak in Malayalam.
Sir, ഇവിടെ ഇടുക്കിയിലെ താമസിക്കുന്നതാണ്.
അതെ, ഞാൻ ഇവിടെ ജനിച്ചു വരുന്നതാണ്. എനിക്ക് ഇതിനെപ്പറ്റി കൂടുതൽ അറിയാം.
ഇങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു സംഭവം ഇതിന്റെ മുമ്പേ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടോ സാർ?
81 കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്, 81 ഒക്ടോബറിൽ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്, 92 ഒക്ടോബറിൽ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്.
So he has seen something like this in 1992.
1981 and 1992.
So twice he's seen this. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഇപ്പോഴാണോ ആദ്യത്തെ കാണുന്നത്?
26 years after. Now this after.
എന്തോ പറയാനുള്ളത്? ഇത്
പറയാനുണ്ട്. അതായത് ഇതിപ്പം 26 വർഷത്തിന് ശേഷം ഇത് ഈ സംഭവം നടത്തേക്കാണ്. ഇവിടെ ഞാൻ ഇവിടെ ജനിച്ചു വളർന്ന എനിക്ക് കൃത്യമായിട്ട് അറിയാവുന്നതുകൊണ്ട് പറയാണ്. ഇവിടെ 2 വർഷത്തിനുള്ളിൽ സർക്കാരിന്റെ പൈസ ഒരു ലക്ഷക്കണക്കിന് രൂപ ചെലവാക്കി. ആ ചെലവാക്കിയതിന്റെ ഉത്തരവാദിത്വം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇവിടുത്തെ ഈ പ്രാദേശിക നേതാക്കന്മാരുടെ വീഴ്ചയാണ്. കാരണം വെച്ചാൽ അനധികൃതമായിട്ട് ഇവിടെ ഡാമിന്റെ ഈ നദി ഒഴുകാന്ന് ഇതൊരു കോമൺ നിയമമാണ് ഡാം തുറക്കാൻ. ആ ഡാമിൽ കൂടെ വെള്ളം ഒഴുകി പോകേണ്ടതാണ്. ഇന്റർനാഷണൽ നിയമമാണത്. ഡാമിൽ തുറക്കണം, ഡാം ഒഴുകി പോകണം. പക്ഷേ ഈ ഇവിടെ അനധികൃതമായിട്ട് ആൾക്കാർ കയ്യേറാനും കൃഷി ചെയ്യാനും അനുവദിച്ചു.
Well, he's making a very important point. And he's talking about how there are shops, there are people who have been allowed to live at the banks of the natural course of the water. Now, that's very important. And we have spoken to Panchayat officials. We've spoken to Panchayat officials, especially in this particular area, and they have spoken about how several shops, which now remain shut because of the threat of inundation, many of them are operating without license in this particular area. So that's also something which the district administration will have to respond to, which the state officials will have to respond to. We spoke to the district collector and he also told about how many of the people who are being evacuated right now from low-lying areas are actually people who have encroached upon the natural course of the river.
Thanks very much indeed for joining us with those latest details. In fact, Sneha also spoke to the collector of Idukki a short while earlier. Let's try and listen in to him as we try and get an update from the armed forces as well on the latest situation there.
The 22 foreign nationals, 69 tourists in all, they have been evacuated. What was the kind of effort that went into it?
So the exact number is 54. So 22 foreign nationals and 32 domestic tourists have been evacuated from Plumjudy Resort. From morning itself, our entire team, revenue, police, fire force, army, the local people, local MLA, all these people are continuously in an effort to make the road ready for getting these people safely out of Plumjudy. Now all these people are moving to Munnar. Within short time, all these people will be reaching the KTDCT county.
All right, great to know that, sir. Also, I know you're overseeing this entire situation here, but just we are seeing the civil works going on, posters being removed down. What's the kind of situation right now?
No, nothing. There may be some erections or some constructions which can be an threat to the people. So we may be trying to remove it. I exactly doesn't know what is these people doing because there are fire force people that they may be trying to remove those constructions which is harmful to others.
Worried about inundation? About people?
As of now, there's no issue because we are now going at 750 cumex. So presently, there's no issue as of now. So if there is more inflow, we may increase the water at a later point of time.
And around 800 to 1,000 people have been evacuated in Idukki district.
Yeah. We have evacuated almost 800. This was the numbers as of 3 o'clock. Evening, it may increase based on the rates.
All right, 10 teams of the NDRF are involved in the relief operations. The Coast Guard has been called in and all 3 defence forces have also been roped in for relief efforts. Air Marshal Rajiv Sachdev, Senior Air Staff Officer of the Southern Air Command, is joining me on the phone line right now from Thiruvananthapuram. Sir, if you could tell us what the rescue operations have been like today, what is the latest situation on the ground, what can you tell us?
See, as I told you earlier that yesterday we had moved 4 AN-32 shuttles from Arkonam to Calicut to take the NDRF team along with their equipment, and thereafter a helicopter taking them to Wayanad along with the collector. Today also we have moved 3 AN-32s ex-Arkonam towards Cochin, because now the whole effort is shifted towards Cochin from Calicut, and the helicopters, we have pumped in the ALH and Mi-17 V5s. 4 of them are available at Cochin. Yesterday they were flying for the NDRF team. Our initial package is that we first move the rescue teams down to the place where they're supposed to actually go and do the rescue mission, like these people have been evacuated from the resort. So first we have to move those who are going to help them. Now we are available for the state government. If some food packets have to be dropped, the helicopters are capable of doing that right at the low level next to the people who are marooned there. Secondly, we also have a winching capability. That means the helicopters can winch human beings out alive from the places where they are stuck. So these are the capabilities which we have. And there is a state coordination center for disaster management in Trivandrum. Our officers are sitting with them, and first-hand information, whatever the state government wants, we are able to give to them. And as soon as these 2 requirements come up, we are ready with these 2 requirements also. As of now, we have moved the entire NDRF team in 7 shuttles of AN-32s all the way to Calicut as well as Cochin. So today we are waiting for any instructions coming from the state government. We will be taking on anything which the state government tells us.
Very much indeed, Air Marshal Sachdev, for joining us and giving us that latest update.